Hi, I'm Susie, founder of Paprika 53, and we are launching the world's first DJI-powered e-gravel bike, the Model 25 GT, worldwide, but first in Australia. So it's an e-gravel bike that actually breaks many rules of electric gravel bikes. So enough from me, let's look at the bike. Before we talk about the features, I want to tell you what our version of gravel is, because everyone's version differs and you won't really understand or appreciate the bike if it's not your version. That's okay, because we didn't build this bike to be the best bike in the world. In fact, the best bike in the world probably doesn't exist because it just depends on how you're using it. So anyways, our version of gravel, it's not just about a type of terrain. It's actually a lack of definition on what kind of terrain you're going on. It could be dirt roads, it could be sand, it could be mud, it could be a mountain. And that's why, for us, everything started with choosing the right power system. Because we wanted a power system that could fuel your ambition, right? It's not just making things accessible, it's about making your ambition possible. And that's why we chose the DJI Avinox, because it's the most powerful motor out there with up to 120 Newton meters of torque and up to 1,000 watts of peak power. It also comes with a 600 watt-hour battery that's integrated. So this will give you up to about 130 kilometers in real-world range. But it's not just slapping on a motor and calling it a day. While power does save your legs, without the correct design adjustments to the bike itself, from geometry to transmission to control, to even your saddle, the bike could actually become punishing, because what happens is that strain doesn't disappear, it just shifts to the rest of your body. So let's talk about some of the adjustments that we've made to ensure that this power is actually rideable. So it starts where most gravel bikes stop, with a front suspension fork. So this is the RockShox Rudy XPLR, and it features 40 millimeters of travel. Most people question why you need suspension on an e-gravel bike. Well, the reason is simple, because you're going over bumps and rough terrain at higher speeds than you would if you were just on your own legs. And what happens is that all that vibration will accumulate in your wrists and your arms. And at this point, suspension, especially when you're 70 kilometers in, isn't really about comfort. It's about making sure that your upper body is not so tired that you're completely out of control. So this isn't really about cushioning. It's about ensuring that you're in control of the ride the entire time. Let's talk about something that's also equally unconventional, which is the flared bars. So this is our proprietary custom carbon bar, and it's called the Parabola Carbon Bar, and it features 25 degrees of flare, which is more than most electric gravel bikes will offer you. And again, people will question, why do you need flared bars? For us, we think that gravel only gets interesting when you have the freedom to wander anywhere you want. But that means that you're going to be in the saddle for a very long time. If you're only riding this bike for an hour, then yeah, the benefit of the flared bar doesn't really come up. But the longer you're in the saddle, the more you'll realize that the flare gives you a number of different riding positions, and ultimately lets you do what you love for longer. The other feature that we have is the Reverb AXS dropper post. Again, so the reason we included it is because our version of gravel isn't just smooth back roads or the occasional trail. It includes things like mountains, it includes things like descents. And in those areas, the ability to adjust your saddle height on the fly is amazing, whether that's for stability or confidence or control. So I'm gonna show you the dropper. It's one of my favorite features, to be honest. And yeah, most people who've used it are converts. So this bike will give you 5 levels of assist, starting with auto. So auto is just smart assist. So the system does it all. And auto will give you something like 120 kilometers in range if you use it the whole way. The next mode is eco. So eco is the lowest amount of assist possible. And this will give you something like 130 kilometers in real world, 130 kilometers in range. And this is mainly good for smoother roads. Like basically, if you're an experienced rider, you could probably do hills on this, but most of the time people use this on smoother roads. Then there's trail. So trail will help you up most hills, again, trails, dirt roads, etc. And then there's turbo. So turbo is the maximum amount of assist you can get continuously. And if you go full on turbo, you can get something like 75 kilometers, right? For trail, you get something like 90, which is still very impressive. And then finally, so on the controllers, so you basically go down to start from the beginning and you go up to change the various modes. Now, if you long press the up button, what you'll enter is something called boost mode. So boost mode is kind of like nitro in car games, and it gives you 30 seconds of an extreme boost. And this extreme boost is how you get 120 Newton meters of torque and 1,000 watts of peak power. Use boost mode if there's a hill that you think you cannot conquer. It's amazing. But do not try shifting in boost mode. It will jolt you. Yeah, so the battery is down here in the down tube. And the amazing thing about this battery is that it charges in full charge is about 2.5 hours, and it gets you to about 80% in just an hour and a half, which is incredible. And this means that for people who want to ride gravel for an entire day, it's ride, have lunch, ride, have dinner, keep riding. So that's again why we designed so many features around ensuring that you get control, stability, and a little bit of comfort for the entire day. So honestly, yeah, this bike, people are gonna say that it's not really standard gravel, but we built it for people who aren't riding gravel the way that it used to be defined, right? For us, we don't really see cycling as a sport. We see it as a form of discovery. And discovery is made more and more possible with the addition of power. But in order for you to have a bike that you actually want to ride, yeah, it's not just slapping these on and calling it a day. It's making sure that the entire bike is designed in a way that allows you to want to ride it for more than an hour at a time. So now this bike can be ordered, whether through our dealers or directly through our website. Retail price is starting at 12,499 Australian dollars, and that includes taxes, that includes duties, but it excludes $199 shipping cost. If we do have a dealer in your city, you can actually have them shipped to the dealer store and assembled. We do ship it 95% assembled, so all that's not there is the pedals, the front wheel, and the handlebar. That's for shipping purposes. In terms of colors, so this one is Ghost, which is a chrome. We have Paprika, which is a red, and then Jalapeno is a dark black emerald. But we are also now offering a fully custom paint option. So that means you send us references and we will design based on your references a fully custom paint version for additional cost. So for us, getting the first batch of bikes is incredibly important. So we are only producing one batch, and that batch, the cutoff date is August 31st. So for anyone who orders and pays in full by August 31st, you can expect your bikes to be delivered to you or to your store by October. That's everything that I have to tell you about the bike. I won't go into extreme details like things like hub spacing and all that, but thank you.